Yes, it's been changing because the idea for somebody winning a tournament is not the same idea with somebody preparing himself to compete, no time, no weight division. So the concept where you have to fight very hard for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and based on the rules, sometimes you see fights which the guy just do nothing for 9 minutes and do a little sweep or a little advantage and stall, and then he wins the fight, and that's for him is a big victory. But in terms of Jiu-Jitsu, is totally irrelevant, totally insignificant. So I feel like there is a need for regain the idea of how important is the art, how important is the applying the whole spectrum of the art. So if you're not comfortable to deal with an opponent 50 pounds heavier than you, is something wrong. You know, if you're not comfortable to fight longer, that's something wrong. So you should develop the natural ability to be resilient, to be invincible. Is my theory behind. I think the most important thing for you is not about people you plan to win. It's about never allow yourself to to lose a fight. So if you change that perspective, you change the whole approach. You fight to don't get tired, you fight to don't waste your energy, you fight to don't make mistakes, and you fight to take advantage of the guy's opportunity. So you fight differently, but you become a much more prepared for life. You know, you become much easier to strategy. For example, MMA today, it's no time for strategy. It's no time for, it's 3 minutes, 3 rounds, 5 minutes, same weight division. You're talking about the individual, how tough, how strong, how can receive and inflict power and strength. It's not about when I get tired, what I'm gonna do. They're not gonna get tired, you know? So, in that kind of rules and that kind of setup, it's very hard to develop technique, strategy, patience, the wait for the element of opportunity. So all those huge elements for life, you lose the opportunity to use it because it becomes very sensational, very extreme, very quick, very explosive, very extreme, but not, in my sense, any of those guys are really technical enough to fight against a guy 2 or 3 weight divisions above in a fight with no rules, you know. So my idea is prepare everybody to feel like comfortable as I always be, you know, without limitations, with keeping yourself open to accept life as it is and adapting. If you have to stay here and feel comfortable and resist and survive for an hour and then 10 seconds I turn the thing over and win, that's the rule, let's do it. You understand? So it's more like living the way life kind of give you. In that sense, you learn the techniques to apply in life. If otherwise, you don't have the same elements to feed your soul and become a bigger person. Of course they should know, but sometimes they don't forget because they never learn. It's very easy once you get engaged in the mat, become physical. And it's very hard for you to relax to the point where you feel the adjustments of your body movements make the difference. So in order for you to allow yourself to feel that, you either to have a very nice teacher, either you be very skinny, you don't have no power, so either you do right or you don't do at all. But once you start to put your own physicality, your own instinct, your own competitiveness, you start to become more you instead the art. And as the time passes, you become only you, resolving your problems and creating the ability by training, but not exactly following the patterns which combining with your element, 100% perfect technique and 100% strength will make times, you know, it's not plus, it's just you multiply things. And that's the way I always felt. I felt like I always been an athlete, I always been coordinated, But I felt like the combination of a very special attitude towards technique and combining with my personal physical abilities, I could be extremely effective and totally break the mold and make and play with the toughest opponents I can put my hands on. So that's not exactly luck. I don't believe in luck. It's just dedication to the technique plus extremely a good physical condition combined. I think very diminishing the effectiveness of Jiu-Jitsu. They may help some of those positions, they may help you to stall the fight or make advantages, but in the progressive and realistic aspect of the combat, sometimes a 50-50 cannot avoid you to get punched, or you depend on the collars or the sleeves. So I don't feel the practicality aside of tournaments. I don't feel any practicality for many of those modern positions. I always keep my mind open. For me, a mind has to work like a parachute, works only if it's open. But and I keep always a total acceptance to the new. I mean, I'm not saying, oh, if it doesn't come directly from me, I don't like. I'm not owning the truth. I'm just open to accept and to evaluate every position and every situation. But I feel like every evolutionary process towards competition leads for maybe a better effectiveness for tournaments, but doesn't really translate in something I have in my heart as a better way to deal against a real situation. So I stick myself with the compromise to be effective, to be realistically giving the elements for a students feel more comfortable to survive in an unpredictable situation. So that is what my Jiu-Jitsu is about. It's more like, that's why I like to work on fundamentals, because those are never will let you down. If you kind of focus yourself in sometimes very much technical, skillful situations where it depends on sleeves and collars and be all bended, it becomes too personal. Only the guys with that kind of special ability can execute, and it's not going to be the same. So it's personal. It's not exactly the Jiu-Jitsu which feeds everyone. I feel like my son is very close to me, to a continued aspect of the evolutionary process of Jiu-Jitsu. But also, I feel like the reason I do open seminars those days and try to bring attention to the general practitioners to this important element within Jiu-Jitsu, I feel like it's more to create a situation where leave the best seeds for the future. I don't know exactly where that's gonna go, but I feel like my mission today is to bring attention to the old testimony, the old things which really makes a valuable package in Jiu-Jitsu.